Locking lips and unlocking the secrets of why we love a good smooch. Scientists look back at 21 million years of kissing and ask, why?
Kiss me quick. We'll hear how the animal kingdom has been smooching for more than 21 million years.
Because we're talking about something that humans do, chimpanzees do, even polar bears appropriately do. A study has shown that kissing is likely to have evolved about 21.5 million years ago.
Yeah, so scientists...
It's a very long kiss.
It's a very long kiss. Scientists have been gathering evidence of how different species kiss and what that can tell us about our evolution. Interested? Well, our science correspondent Victoria Gill explains.
Kiss me once.
The kiss. It's such a symbol of love and connection that it's the classic romantic ending. But it's also surprisingly common in the animal kingdom. Chimpanzees, bonobos and orangutans all kiss each other. Even polar bears and wolves seem to smooch. And scientists wanted to study the mouth-to-mouth kiss because it's actually something of a biological puzzle. It has no obvious survival or reproductive benefits.
We were simply just recording whether kissing had been observed at all, ever, in that species. So we just recorded whether it was present or not present. And yeah, we went digging through different YouTube videos, all the literature. Turns out there is very little data on kissing behavior across all animal species. And so one thing we're hoping that this research does is spur future research so that people can start recording more information about any sort of mouth-to-mouth behavior in different animal species.
The new study also suggests that Neanderthals, our ancient human relatives that died out 40,000 years ago, probably kissed too. And there's some evidence that they may even have smooched with modern humans when the two species lived alongside each other. The researchers hope this intimate insight could encourage more scientists to gather data that could finally help solve the evolutionary mystery of why we and many other animals kiss. Victoria Gill, BBC News.
Well, we're joined now by the lead researcher, Dr. Matilda Brindle from the University of Oxford. Morning to you.
Good morning.
This is kind of fascinating. Why did you decide that this is what you wanted to study?
I think it's a really interesting behaviour. It's something that humans, or many humans actually, not all humans kiss, but as many humans do this every day, and it also has this huge cultural significance. So we knew that some other large apes kiss, and we wanted to explore this and kind of work out what its evolutionary history might be.
And that history goes back 21 million years.
It does.
That's very precise.
Yes. At least 21 million years. It could go back further, actually. What we'd love is some more data so we can kind of get into the further parts of our evolutionary history.
Just take us through how you've worked that out.
So we've done something called a phylogenetic analysis, which sounds really horrible and complicated. But basically what that does is it takes information or observations on living species, so in this case, the living primates, and then you take information on their evolutionary relatedness, and that's based on kind of genetic data. So we know how they're related to one another, we know which ones are kissing or not, and you can kind of map that back through evolutionary history. So we know, for example, that chimpanzees, humans and bonobos, who are very closely related, all kiss. And so it makes sense that their common ancestor also kissed. And that was the sort of the method we used, mapping back through time.
And do we know why they kissed, why we kiss?
Well, unfortunately not. We would love more data to be able to explore this properly. And so we're really actually hoping that lots of scientists will kind of get out there and start recording this. But there are some kind
Get kissing.
Get kissing. There are some candidate hypotheses. So, and these actually differ depending on the type of kiss. So you have sexual kissing and then more platonic kissing. Now, for sexual kissing, that might be something to do with mate quality assessment. So it makes sense if you're going to invest in reproducing with someone, then you probably want them to be healthy. And giving them a bit of a kiss first might be a good way to test that. If they've got sort of bad breath or they smell really ill or something, you can give them a bit of a swerve. So that's one idea. And then it might be to do with kind of arousing individuals before copulation, which can also help to increase the chances of fertilization. So that's sexual kissing. Now, for platonic kissing, we think that that might be to do with bonding. So it might be, a mother and her offspring, or chimpanzees will literally kiss and make up after a fight. And it kind of helps navigate social relationships and mitigate tensions, which is really important in primates who are an extremely social species.
And obviously you were studying primates. We've got some sort of pictures around here to show it is something in the rest of the animal world as well. Apparently sort of polar bears kiss as well. We've got giraffes in the background. I mean, what does it tell us about animals that they do that?
It's a really interesting one. I think we think of these behaviours as kind of a particularly human thing, and actually we've defined it in such a way that it could be applicable across a lot of animals, and found that it does seem to crop up a lot of times. Again, we need more data in the other animals in order to kind of assess why this might be evolving, whether it's evolved multiple times, whether there's kind of this one ancestor that kissed and it's been retained across the course of evolution. But it's really interesting to me that they also share this behaviour that we do every day.
And do different species kiss in different ways?
Yes, they do. So I wouldn't recommend watching the videos now because it is breakfast time. But polar bears kissing, if you look that up on a kind of a video sharing platform, they really go for it. There's a lot of tongue, a lot of froth. It's kind of really quite intense. Yeah, sorry about that. And then there are.
It looks so lovely on there.
Yeah, no, it's really not. So yeah, as I said, don't watch that this morning. But then you have these kind of I guess sweeter kisses. So prairie dogs will kind of give each other these little pecks, which is much sweeter.
And what about different nationalities? Because my Swiss relatives, three kisses, French 2.
Yeah.
Here in the UK,
It's polar bear relatives, or, yeah.
Yeah, just humans.
Yeah, so that again varies, and actually we only know of kissing in, I think, about 46% of human societies, so it's not a human universal even. And then within the societies that do kiss, as you said, we've got kissing on the cheek, you can kiss people on the hand, you've got French kissing, all sorts of different types of kissing. So it does seem that, you know, in humans at least, we've taken this evolved trait and kind of run with it, and the societies that do kiss have added all of these different cultural ways of doing that.
Absolutely fascinating.
Isn't it?
Dr. Matilda Brindle, thank you very much indeed for coming in. You have to come back and update us when you've done more research.
Yeah,
thank you very much
having me.
indeed.
How many people are at home now looking up polar bear kissing online?
Well, I might just be about to do that. While you get the news, travel and weather where you are. See you in a minute. What's it, YouTube? Yeah.